Hey! We started into the tech line for Vulcanus last time. We got ourselves over here, we got us a new ship, and we've done a little bit of work around here. Hello everybody, this is Frogman. Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. In between episodes, I've built a little bit of automation, just enough so that we can get our feet off the ground. I've been shipping things back and forth between Novice and here, as well as between Fulgora and Novice, just to try to get a couple of the things going. So if I click on this in here, we can see I've got a little bit of just stuff set up. So besides the science we're pulling down, we're also pulling down some of the electromagnetic plants and the recyclers as well, and I'm moving them between two areas so that we're able to start intermixing our new technologies with each other. So here we've already got a couple of things making some circuits, because we're going to need to be able to make circuits here, and I'm currently in a very small way making almost everything we can currently make with the foundries. That does include both the copper and the iron lines. So yes, you can make copper, molten copper from the same thing that you can make molten iron from, which is really cool. This calcite seems to be very, 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 very resourceful. I mean, it's actually very good at what we can do with it. There's a lot of things we can make with calcite, and I'm trying to do most of it. So we're actually making heavy oil with it. Heavy oil and a little bit of coal. We're again making the copper, the stuff in there. We're making, we're just making everything we can make as far as things go, to even include the the low density structures, because we need those in order to be able to make rockets. And yes, we're totally able to launch rockets at this point, aside from being able to make rocket fuel. I will get to that here in a little while. I was actually kind of working on doing that, and then I decided, you know what, I think it's time to sit down and start recording, because I'm tired of doing a couple of things. So in between episodes, I went ahead and ran a string of radars around the area so that we could kind of keep tabs on our neighbors, at least some of them. I've mainly been harassing the poor worm that is over here, because we need to be able to get a little bit of this tungsten ore occasionally, as well as, you know, just doing things. So what I've been doing is, when it decides to do when it's all the way down here, when it basically circles around, once it gets all the way back down here into this bottom corner, I run over here to this piece of this area here and take this, drop it on there, and let it run until it decides to turn around and come back up to us, which has allowed us to at least fill this box full of tungsten carbide and this box full of tungsten ore. Now, the next few things we need to be able to do is we need to be able to, move on forward by getting into the next step for the science. And the next step for the science is to craft tungsten plates. Tungsten plates are made using tungsten ore and molten iron ore in a foundry. That is not too incredibly hard to do. We can actually probably just build that like right over here somewhere, somehow. I guess we'll just toss one of these down for the moment. Let's go ahead and get that going so that those can start to produce things. Let me see, I want to grab this, and we're going to plunk that down right there. And I want to grab one of these, and we'll plunk that down right here. And I need to bring up some power. Power should be like there. Okay, that'll work for that. And finally, we just need to bring in tungsten ore, which I can just, I could either grab it from over there, or I could just have it deliver it itself. So let's grab a, one of those, I suppose. And where is our, let me see, we do have one right there. Okay, just wanted to make sure that we had our, logistics system available. And we do this, give it 50, and go ahead and request some buffer chests. And that will allow us to get into the next step, which will allow us to produce a little bit more science. So let me do this, and you run if you have anything less than 150. That's fine, just for now. We don't need to worry too much about it. It'll just sit there and slowly crank out tungsten plates. Cool. So we now have tungsten plates. We have now finished the Metallurgic Science pack part, and we can now craft those things. So these aren't too terribly hard to craft, at least from what I can tell, and we're going to have to work on getting those things going. So I believe we have to make them in here. Yes. All right. And that's just tungsten carbide, molten copper, and tungsten plates. So this will live, I guess, right here, since our molten copper is right there. And we'll do something like so. You can reach it, go right there, make something. There you go, molten copper. And then that'll be the copper. Then we just need both of those. I wonder, can I get a... I don't have any of these, do I? Can I make a long-handled inserter real quick? I should probably have those being crafted. I'm not even making any of the inserters. Well, let's grab the thing out of the leftover blueprints that we have over here, and they can just craft a few of them for us. Oop, didn't get all of it. Nope. Go back over there. You didn't get all of it. There we go. You guys go ahead and just plunk those down. Alright, and then we should be able to come down here and use a long-handed inserter to place this stuff into there. Yes? Does that work? I suppose what I should do then is bring that right here. Actually, let's just do that. You give me this. You don't need to be doing that. We'll put this down in between the two so that they can just feed back and forth between each other. That's fine. Perfect. Okay, so we're back to there, and then unfortunately the other thing we need is clear over here, so we'll just go ahead and have it deliver via a requester chest, and then we can get on with the next part of the game. And there we go. We're making science finally. Excellent. Wonderful. I'm just going to do about like a so and put you right here. And yeah, we'll just keep it about like that. So what I'm going to have to do, and then this, we're just getting this going, so we've got a little bit of regular old science happening. What is this? What are you mad about? Missing material for construction. Right, I brought in the lights and I don't have lights. We don't have them made. The day-night cycle on this planet is so fast I'm not even going to be concerned about lights, I don't think, so we're not going to worry about it. But there we go. We have this going. What we're going to need to do is we're going to need to expand this process, but we're going to need to make a little bit larger footprint for us to be able to use. We need a little bit more available surface area, and we need a little bit more let me just put it like this. I think it's time we go ahead and try to get rid of some of our neighbors, because I'm tired of dealing with a silliness that is me having to run over here occasionally and place down some miners for just a little bit of time so that I can get just a little bit of stuff off of this patch, and then wait for the Demolisher worm, wherever the heck it is, to come back up here and try and tear everything up. So I have been experimenting with them a little bit just to try to see what's going on with them, to try to figure out what their pathing is like, what their interests are. You do have a fair amount of time, so like if you have a position or a patch like we have here, where it's up here and he's, you know, comes down here, if you can get the worm, say, down here where this one is, in this corner, and then run up here very quickly and drop this down, you probably have about 5 or 6 minutes, given the amount of time it takes from here to go to there, of runtime on these particular miners. They're pretty quick, and they produce a reasonable amount of stuff. And if you just keep doing that, and like I said, you, in this case here, I can do this here and then turn around and run down there and set one up down here, although I have to build power to it. I can kind of sit there and chase it back and forth without having to kill it. The thing is, we need to kill it. It needs to go away, because we need to stop doing that. Basically what I've been trying to not do is, you know, lose things to it, and it continuously likes to just chew through whatever I put out there. Now, the interesting thing that I will say, and that I've noted with these critters, let's see, can I get this to do it? If I wait until it's down, say, in this corner, it essentially comes all the way down here and turns around into this little corner, turns around, and then it just kind of follows the edge of its territory. What's interesting is if I wait until it's down here in this corner, it will turn around and then run straight through all of this area, headed right at whatever I built in this area. So it will just draw a straight line and drive right through any of these areas that are not its, or like I said, what we would be considering as claimed as far as what we have, or unclaimed. This area, it will drive right straight on through that area, you know, whatever, and not care. So it will try to, on the way through, take out the power poles, take out the radars, take out the things on its way to wherever it needs to go. And we're getting attacked on novice, that's fine. So us being here, just standing around in this area does not bother it. The producing, building something in an area like this is what bothers it. It does not like things being built in its territory, and it doesn't like you mining in its territory either. So that's just a couple of things that you need to, understand, and pretty much that's pretty well self-thought. So where is this guy? He's going to be over here. All right, so what we need to do is we need to understand how we get rid of demolishers, because they don't care about your lasers. The laser damage, as we can see right there on the side of them. Let me just get over here where I can stand, and then we'll put a mouse over the top of it. If we look down in the bottom left-hand corner or right-hand corner over there, we're getting all of the information that we need as far as demolishers. And if I go over here and actually do it in here so it doesn't blink, demolishers, small demolishers, at least the small ones for now, have resistances, as we've probably stated before, to electric and to explosion. Well, I should say the resistances, if you look at here, the higher the number, the more resistant they are to things. This particular critter is very resistant, as we can see, to fire, impact, and lasers, which means it won't care about your lasers, it won't care about your napalm throwers, and I'm assuming on this point in time something that would be like a tank, I guess, maybe those rounds, I don't know. Depends on what kind of damage the thing actually does. So if you look at, say, our rockets down here, the damage is 50 plus 90 explosion. This is, damage is 24 plus 43 43.2 physical. Now they, again, like I said, will not care about lasers. So if I look at my lasers, no, don't do that. Do this in here. Damage in here is going to be 10 plus 51 laser, which means I'm only doing 10 regardless. It doesn't care about it, and it doesn't care about any of the 51 laser damage there. So what we have to do is we have to throw rockets at it and then shoot it with gun turrets. So I think the object of the game here, at least, is we need to find a spot that's going to allow us to sit down and build a decent amount of, I guess, damaging things, meaning a bunch of these, and fill them with a bunch of rounds and see what it does. So he's going to do the circle and then come back down through here. I think I want to pick a reasonably open area that I can place a lot of guns in. How about we go over there? I mean, maybe we can do it right here. How many guns can we get down? We have 50. I actually kind of want to have time to be able to fill them up, so that's why I kind of want to go a little bit further away from him. But what I'll do is I think we'll do something like that. And then we have to do the thing, which is really, really annoying. Before it gets here. And it's looking to be turning already, so we should be kind of hurrying here. I'm doing this way on purpose. I want to make sure I don't put like 100 rounds in one and 4 in another. I'd like them all to have at least a fair idea and a fair time. So hopefully we'll see how this goes once it gets here. Where are you, buddy? Alright, well, it's got its bulldozer headed on it. It's in a hurry. I'm going to go ahead and get it really mad at me. Hey! We took care of him. Good deal. Of course, he managed to destroy a fair amount of our stuff, but go ahead, pick all those up, and goodbye, Mr. Worm. All right, that's good to know. That means I now know that that's what it's going to take. And that will also get us access to this, and it will get us access to some of these other things. So, like, I'm kind of thinking we're probably going to take this one out next, because there's a lot of surface area up here that I want to get rid of, or be able to use. There's an awful lot of cliffs in here, and we're going to need the area to be able to build things. But at least now we have full-on access to this little patch of stuff. Boy, he was mad and in a hurry. We have a full-on access to this patch of tungsten now, which is gorgeous, which means I don't have to worry about fooling with that worm anymore, and that means I also have a way of being able to kill them. I think probably the option is not to shoot it until it gets close enough that the turrets can actually do something to it. That might have been my bad for doing that, but either way, we now can come over here and actually mine this and send the stuff back over here and be able to process it fully. Now, that's kind of the problem that I've been wanting to be able to do, is that I want to be able to make about 150 of this per minute, at least to start out with, so that we can get through some of the sciences that we have, which means we need surface area to be able to do that. So I'm going to have to probably build out here quite a ways. And again, I need to go ahead and, I guess, take care of this one. Let's go over there and see about taking care of that guy. See about getting us a little bit more area to build on. All right, buddy, you gonna turn around? Alright, this one I think turned around. He's not caring. Why are you not caring? Hey, I need you to come over here. You're not interested in our turrets? What's the problem? Oh, there it goes. It finally got interested. You can see them, they'll speed up when they get ready to start heading towards whatever it is that you have built in the area. So let's see if we can't get us a little bit more surface area now. Hopefully this is enough turrets. Alright, this time I'm not going to shoot it until these start shooting it. I want to see if they'll do anything. If it'll start sending up the little attack that it does before it gets shot. So I don't want it to interact with me, and I don't want to interact with it. I just want to see if we can drop these down and have them start tearing into it without having too much of a problem. So they should start going. Wow. Okay, well that works. Good deal. We still lost a couple, but at least that works. They're awful. They wait till he gets awful close. I don't know. I just that's decent, but all right. We now have a decent amount of area to play with. We've got a bunch of stuff over here. I think for now what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go ahead and figure out how we're going to be able to process this stuff a little bit larger, or in a little bit larger amount, and then we need to go ahead and start shipping the sciences back, because the first thing I do want to do is cliff explosives. Cliff explosives, if we can get them made, should, I think, to be able to tear up the cliffs that are on this planet. So let me build a little bit of stuff, and we'll get on with the rest of this. Alrighty, we've loaded up a little bit of Metallurgic Science packs. Now that we've got this thing going, I'm going to go ahead and just tell it to go to Novice, take all that stuff over there, and we're going to go do some science and see how we end up. So I've not done a whole lot here, just added in a little bit of a train, just so that we can go over here and mine this patch. There's not a lot in this patch. There was only like 250,000, I think, at the beginning of when we started working with this, so this probably won't last very long, especially given how good these miners are, although we're not really using it for anything but making the tungsten carbide and the tungsten plates. So this is going to go kind of slow for a little while. Some of this was kind of a pain in the butt. I have to work on making a considerable amount more of the rocket fuel so that we can build the rocket parts. But at least we have a rocket that's functional now, and I did go ahead and have it call down some beacons and some modules so we can go a little bit faster. So, what I do need to do, excuse me, is I need to go over here and clean a few things out, put a few things away. But while we're waiting on this, once it gets over there, we're going to go ahead and start several of the researches, especially, and then this is going to be the especially one. I want that cliff research pretty badly, the cliff explosive research pretty badly, because I'm hoping that we can blow up some of the cliffs around here and maybe get us a little bit more room, say down here, to build a little bit more of our a little bit more surface area so we can build some more production here, because this is going to be a bit of a pain in the butt, it feels like, at least on this particular area. So let's go over to Novice. Novice should now, well, it should be getting these called down shortly. It's there. All right, that means it should have dumped or will be dumping most of this. All right, go back to the map. Let's go to Novice here, and I will, come on, there they are. And of course, we forgot to do the thing here, which is I need to tell this, no. Whoops. That's okay, no big deal, because essentially what we can do, and what we'll probably end up doing anyway, is this now needs to go onto the line that we have not used yet, which is this one. So we'll just do a, actually I don't want to do that. I want a, yeah, okay, we got the right one there. I want to grab a requester chest, and we'll just have them pump that stuff out for now, since we accidentally did what we did there. I want you to grab the Metallurgic Science packs, give them all of it, please. And that should now produce or start putting a few of those science packs into all of our labs. So I'll let that fill up for a minute, and I suppose we can just go ahead and do the first thing, which is going to be that. Now, I am incredibly excited about what this can do, because we can do an interesting amount of things with the asteroid reprocessing technology as well. So first off, cliff explosives. And then I think I'll probably just get right into that. There we go, research a technology using Metallurgic Science packs. I have a problem here. I don't know why I didn't do that. We'll put one of those down so that all of these labs go to work. I don't think I'm going to have enough to do asteroid processing. Oh my. Yeah, we may have problems there. I don't know. We'll find out how this all goes. But there we go. That's good to be played with. So let's do that here very quickly. Novice, I need you to build a quick thing for me here, right? I guess we'll do it right over here. You are going to do, where are they? There. So explosives, barrel, I knew it wasn't going to be able to be made here. Okay, so that means I need to either make it there and ship it back, or we ship calcite here. Okay, well that's kind of what I needed to know there. That means I need to go ahead and produce explosives, barrels, and grenades there. So that's fine. That's good to know. I guess we'll get into working on all of that, and we'll move on forward. I'm going to go ahead and work on trying to make our science production here a little bit, well, a little bit better. We're going to go ahead and probably clear a lot of this stuff out. Once I get those built, once we get those the cliff explosives going again, like I said, I'll probably start blowing up a bunch of the cliffs around the area, and hopefully be able to make ourselves a little bit more space to work with here. So I think with that, guys, I know it might be a little short, maybe a little long, doesn't really matter at this point in time. I will see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to go ahead and continue pushing through a little bit of this stuff, especially the sciences, and hopefully be able to have a little bit of fun, because there's some interesting things that we get to do with this one. So yeah, we'll have some interesting times here very shortly.